Welcome to KRL.
In your screen at the one time. Oh no! Look at this! Harvey Norman looking to make moves on Mighty Murph, but I reckon Barnes is going to make him pay. And he sticks it down the moments. Cartoon almost sends Wilco off, but Wilco manages to keep his foot in the championship. But the new boy up to P5. Look at that, he's trying to break the slipstream on the main straight. But he is under pressure here. Great effort from Static has first, second, third, fourth and fifth all together. Speed's got a run on him. Is he going to make a move down into turn one? I reckon he is. Down the inside, he's basically fully sending it. In the final corner, he will take P7, I reckon, but Jimbo and Rob Dog, he's going to get his first points of the year as well. Who's going to take?
It's time to go racing for KRL.
Hello, welcome to another KRL Hot Lap of the Week. This time on board the number one Porsche, driven by myself, Wilco. So here we go, lap around Brands Hatch. Very exciting lap here, very intense and very easy to stay. But here we go, up to 6th gear, dancing on the brake, down the 4th gear, get it in early, then let it drift out with the speed, pick up the throttle nice and early. Down into 2nd gear, try and do a little U-shape here, stay off the inside curb, and careful with the throttle on the exit here, very easy to get some wheel spin. The 4th, down the 3rd, turn in nice and early, let the car run out wide over that curb. And this is a real tricky corner here, so you've got to make sure you brake deep, stay in the middle of the track, and do a nice late apex there. You got to watch for this bump. There it is, careful on the throttle there, you're going to get wheel spin to hit that. But yeah, anyway, a little breather now. Up to about 245 k's an hour. Down into 4th. This is where it gets really fast, blind corners. Pretty fun here once you get it locked up. So up to 5th, back down to 4th. Inside curb, take as much as you can. Careful with the exit as the car wants to sort of drift. Blind corner here, you got aim for the inside curb. He pops up there, bang. Careful with the wheel spin on the exit. Down into 3rd. Be nice and smooth here. Pick up the throttle nice and early. You'll be really careful with this last corner here. It goes off camber. You can really just understand the track, so you've got to keep it to 4th. Get it nice and early. Pick up the throttle. And that is a flying back around Brands Hatch. 126.3. That's probably roughly where we're going to be going for pole position time. So 7-minute quali and 2 20-minute races. It's going to be intense around here. So hope you enjoy it.
So I'm going to try and sit sort of mid to back of the pack, depending on where the race is.
Yep.
And that way you can concentrate up like the top 4 or 5 or whatever's going to work for you.
Yeah, too easy, mate. Too easy. All right,
yep.
we are live. All right, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching right around the world. It's sprint round time, round 2 of Season 2 for Tier 1 in this KRL Championship. And boy, it is great to see that man back, Big Dick Johnson. He's had some medical issues, but he is back in the action with the Tier 1 boys tonight. And boy, it's going to be a fantastic night of racing. Different format as I welcome my co-commentator, who absolutely killed it last week. Our female fans were calling in, just looking for some details. And I didn't give too much away, but Wolfie, hello to you again.
Thank you. Good evening, good morning, and whatever else it was you said. I am super excited. I'm very, very excited for this race. These vehicles are difficult to drive. This track is terrible, as we'll discuss later. Everybody hates racing here, but they love racing here because it's such a challenge.
Now, if you're looking at that qualifying time in the top right-hand corner of your screen, you're thinking, gee whiz, is that going a little bit quick? We've got a new format tonight, don't we, Wolfie? We've got a shorter qualifying session, 2 sprint races, and boy, it's going to be action right through the night.
Look, and this is the exciting part about this is, as I said, the track is very small. The runoff is next to 0 in a lot of places. If you put a rear wheel on the grass, you're around spin, spin, spin. But also, there's the 7-minute qualifying. So we've got to try. Well, there's got to be 12 vehicles that have got to get out there and set their best time. Then the 20-minute race. Then they get a 5-minute break. And then it's another 7-second quali where the 12 cars have got to get out there and do their best to get it another 20-minute race. I'm really getting excited about this, actually, because I raced this last night for a little bit, but I did a lot of practice here, and it's a hell of a circuit.
Beautiful circuit, like you mentioned, Wolfie, and traditional old school circuit, one of the old school British circuits, of course, here at Brands Hatch. Hosted 12 British Grand Prix between 64 and 86, and it has hosted many international racing events. Kart Dude's joined us as Big Dick Johnson has a little bit of a sneaky moment there. He says, if this stream breaks records without me, I'm retiring. So Kart Dude up and about already, the Tasmanian, getting involved as Glenn setting a 1:28.068. There is no time to waste here tonight.
That has just been beaten by OGT with a 1:27.3.
And OGT absolutely obliterating that time. But I've got to love these camera angles around here, Wolfie. They just make the cars look so nice. They sound nice, but boy, these cameras, they're doing them all sorts of favours, aren't they, with these beautiful Porsche cars?
They have definitely lifted their game. Everyone's got a nice sort of the basic livery with a couple of little colours that help people like yourself and myself figure out who they are, besides the numbers on it. But it's a beautiful circuit. It's they've really lifted their game with the broadcast section of the software. So it's very exciting.
Good stuff. And just looking at the comments, 8 people already watching the stream tonight. Great to have you with us, Luke, one of our regulars. He says, "Let's go full send, boys," and Kart Dude as well. But OGT sitting in pole position at the moment, only 1 minute and 20 seconds. So, well, I guess we're going to have to see. We can see the track map in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So these boys keeping their distance, aren't they, Wolfie? They don't want to get in each other's way. It is a bit of a short lap around here, but, well, just over a minute to go. They don't want to get any traffic, do they, on their final qualifying run?
No, they don't. The practice race just before, Wilco came up with a 1:26.6 for pole, with Barters with a 1:26.7. Third was a 1:27.3. However, the top 10 were within 2.5 seconds. So it's going to be great. It's just going to be fantastic. I noticed Voodoo had a bit of a spin before, and I think Righty's just had a bit of a spin too. So you've got to be good with your quality laps. You've got to hope that your first or second lap is the one that works.
Certainly do, as Rick Oztech has joined us, the man from Tier 2, saying fast times from Voodoo last night, quali and race pace, as Wilco there, 3/10 off of pole position, and still, what are we, 6 or 7 tenths off of that time you mentioned not too long ago there, but just 13 seconds, time counting down here in Q1, I guess you could call it, before the opening sprint race. If you're just joining us, hello to you. We have a sprint format tonight, and boy, it's going to be absolutely magnificent as we keep an eye on Wilco getting a little bit out of shape there, but still he carries on with it. And well, it seems most of the drivers are in the pits here at the moment, Wolfie. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers.
4 drivers out still.
So Glenn, who's the first?
Going to keep an eye on Glenn and Wilco. Kilroy, who Manafort did well in the practice sessions previous to the beginning of the season. He had a little bit of trouble last race, so he's only 6 tenths off. We've got, still 2 seconds covering the top 10.
So it's very close, as it always is, in that midfield. Time to get excited. Look at the gap there between 6th Messick and My Bingerling, only 0.03 of a second.
2.95, fantastic.
As Kilroy, he's going to be the first man to cross the line and complete his lap. You can see they're staying nice and close. He goes up to 8th. Look at that, 1.2 seconds off. And
comes Wilco.
Coming next, we've got Wilco, who goes up to pole position, Wolfie, if you don't mind, with a 26.9. And he's just given it the old fully send mode with a 26.9. Not quite the time that we saw beforehand, Wolfie, but good enough. 4 tenths.
Yep. No, that's fantastic. So we're looking at the top, let's see, the top 4 within a second, the top 10 within 2.5 seconds, which is, it really is, obviously gives you the starting position, However, when the race starts up, that first right-hand corner will bunch them all up. I'll talk more about the circuit shortly.
All right, we're going to have to jump out. We're going to go to our other intro, and you can see the time counting down. It's going to be an exciting night. It's great to have you with us. We're going to go to the intro, and we'll be back for race 1 here tonight for KRL. Stay with us.
discussion.
Jump. The line of motorsport. It's more than a race.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and Wolfie, it is absolute carnage. I think we've lost Wilco.
It's gone mad.
It's absolute, we're having absolute scenes here at the moment because it's Glenn in the lead. And boy, oh boy, I think we've had Wilco's lost his controls, has he? What is going on?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's just I'm just stuck. I had no throttle or anything, so I'm in the pits with another minute to go. So I'm going to go a lap down, which is awesome.
And look at that comeback drive written all over it. But Glenn taking the, it's a shorter race too, isn't it? So you got less time. But anyway, there is a second race tonight, so you can bounce back. But it's Glenn in the lead, OGT. And then it's Matterford, Barters, Righty. Mr. Right there, Kilroy behind him. Then it's Voodoo, the Nigerian prince, with his witchcraft in 7th. And then it's Big Harvey, the big horse, in 8th. And Messick, was it Messick who had a moment? Wolfie, he's down in 9th.
Looks like Messick had his brake, and just at the first corner, it looks like the rear is just locked up and spun him around. So he's dropped down, which put OG up into 2nd. Glenn Unit got through. It's spreading out a little bit as everyone tries to get their tyres up to 10.
And Big Dick Johnson, the man who has, was it his left foot or his right foot? But he's back. I think it was
That's
the
his left foot.
It's his left foot, so you put your left foot in, put your right foot out. He's in the pits now, nice and early, and he just goes through your car there, Wolfie. He's in the pits.
I've got throttle.
Nice and early as Wilco's getting some feeling back. Good Lord, it's a miracle as Wilco's out on the track, albeit a lap down. Wolfie, it's going to be hard for him in the last, what have we got, 18 minutes to go, but it's going to be tough from there.
These guys are setting some fantastic pace. A little bit of gap. I think Barters is probably Barters and Maddie at the moment are the tightest on the track. So they're sitting right behind each other. It's all gone relatively well. Messick's obviously not started well. Binger has dropped a few places. Big Dog and Wilco down the back there, of course.
So here we go, lap 1 coming through to complete lap 2. 13 gorgeous people out there watching this stream tonight. Glenn leads now by almost 2 seconds through into lap 2. OGT behind him. Where's Sparky? As Cart Dude said, and I was worried about losing points. Well, he doesn't have to worry too much about that. Matterford there in 3rd, so not a bad result if he can stay there. Barter's in 4th. Showed plenty of pace in qualifying, and Righty is off. Righty's off
gone.
The track, he is gone, and it's not getting any better at all, Wolfie.
Kilroy's gone by him, so it looks like he's dropped a position. Looks like Harvey's gone by him. No, he seems to have got away with it.
And,
yep, it looks like he's gotten away with it. Yep.
The car looks a little bit of damage there, but it could be cosmetic, and he slots in behind the big Harvey. Jerry Harvey there now up to 6th, Righty down to 7th. Voodoo, the Nigerian prince, running into some trouble as well there, Wolfie. He's down in 9th, of course, behind Messick. So those 3 on our screen, 7th, 8th and 9th, all running into trouble early in this race. And boy, we are racing through this. Less than 16 minutes now to go in this race. Of course, if you're just joining us, hello to you. We've got 2 sprint races. It is a sprint round here for round 2 of this Tier 1 championship. But wow, Righty, just go hang some TVs from Rick Oztech. Little harsh, I think. But Righty,
Bit tough.
But yeah, well, we'll stick with that one. But Glenn now is in the lead, and he's not quite on a scale of 1 to Voodoo. He's checking out, not quite checking out at the front, but 2.2 seconds, handy lead with 15 minutes to run.
It's we were just speaking to Wilco beforehand. The issue that a lot of guys are having is the 7 minutes. When you're looking at 1.5 minute laps, and you want to try and get that first 1 or 2 laps out of the way to get your tyres up to temp. That really only gives you another 1 or 2 laps to really put a decent pace in, and you've got to hope that no traffic's there. And that is Righty that has gone off again at the hairpin.
And things getting worse for Righty there, unfortunately, but we're going to stick with this. There's Card Dude, Rick Oztech. Yep, thank you for your comments. Card Dude says, don't forget to sub to our OnlyFans. Just $10 a month. What's like the World Vision adverts? Just $2 a day.
For $10 a month, we will talk at you without question.
Some rather suggestive pictures, and you've got to sign up to our premium account to get the videos. But anyway, Glenn is still leading this race. While you try and get that image out of your heads, Glenn leads this race, lap 3, and then it's Big Bart Regis in 3rd. Forgotten about OGT there. Sparky won't like that one a little bit. But Matterford up in 4th, so things very settled at the front. But we mentioned qualifying. Wolfie, a few of the drivers, like we said, seem to struggle. A few of these guys like to really settle into those longer sessions, don't they? And set a few laps, but when the pressure's on, it's not always easy to get that qualifying lap in.
No, and that's the trouble that a lot of people had was Wilco said he messed up on his first lap. I think Voodoo had trouble on his first lap, so that means you got to let the tyres cool down, and then you've got to go into that second lap, and then you got that third lap. And the 4th lap. The thing that is remarkable about this circuit, if anyone's looking at their in car vision, none of these corners are flat. They're either over a crest, down a hill, off camber, on camber. There's no time on this circuit to rest, to have a think about it, except perhaps the straight that is the GP extension, I believe they call it. Because even the front straight it's a big banana curve, so there's no time to rest and think about what you've got to do. It's flat out at the moment.
Absolutely no time. You've got to be concentrating right throughout the lap, a bit like sort of like Monaco. That straight's a continuous curve, isn't it? So you haven't really got any time, any downtime at all. As 12 minutes remaining now, Glenn, lap 4, leading this race. We've still got a mandatory pit stop, do we, Wolfie, in these shorter...
No, this is a sprint race. That is Messick. That looks like he's come unstuck again. Yep, Messick's come unstuck again just before the end of the GP loop.
As let's have a look there. The camera just taking a bit of time to catch up, and he looks like he's struggling a bit there. He may have some damage. Voodoo has dropped further back. He's currently sitting in P8 on my screen. The Nigerian Prince getting a late call-up. Had to leave the palace and his princely duties to come and join us here tonight. He said he couldn't knock back the opportunity to race. He is an absolute superstar, this man. As Rick Oztech, yep, no time for a drink until the pit stop. Had to be on it last night. Hard track. So echoing our thoughts on this track. Gotta love these tracks. If you mess up, it's an old school track, this one, Wolfie. If you mess up, there's gravel, there's grass, and there's not much time to get out of it.
This is one of the few tracks, and a lot of the English tracks are like that. I know that Donington's like this, and also Alton Park. There are very few external, like this dipper here after the first corner. It's got a lot of compression in it because you're actually still turning right. You're coming. A lot of people go on about Eau Rouge, but with Eau Rouge, you've got a lot of time to set up after the first corner to get it right. Here, it's around the first corner to your right, and then it spreads out, and then you drop down, and then you're up in it with it again. A lot of these corners don't have much of a runoff. In fact, we were talking about it before. They have, like, I guess, small squares of concrete with grass in the middle of them, and that's about it for your runoff. You get a tyre into the grass, a rear right, rear left, and it's Murray Walker time.
Yep, and turn one, always a difficult one for me personally, but I get that with a lot of tracks, a lot of corners on every racing game. But yeah, that turn one, if you go in there a little bit too hot, you're in trouble. But Glenn maintaining this lead now. It is 3.6 seconds, Wolfie. It is a sprint race, like we said. No pit stops here. Closest battle on track I'm looking at the moment. We've got Matterford coming up behind Barters. We've also we've got Messing. Where is he? He's down in 8th. Righty's behind him. Where is Wilco? Is Wilco 2 laps down? He certainly is on my screen.
Wilco is 2 laps down in 10th position. He's running by himself. I will just have a quick look, if I can, at his lap times, and I'll get back to you, Trev.
Thank you for that, Wolfie. Right across it here after his debut last week. Like we said, sending our women fans absolutely crazy. They'll be signing up to the OnlyFans tonight, but Wilco on the absolute limit, using this probably as a bit of a practice session. I guess he probably gets a few practice laps in as it is, but plenty of practice, a bit of a reconnaissance run for race number 2. Matterford then, the battle for the podium. We always have a good battle for third place.
Not over yet.
Okay, not over yet. Thank you for that, Chris Gale. Half the race gone, half still to go. And yellow flags out. Who is that? I think Matterford might have had a moment. Commentator's curse sneaking in there, Wolfie. We gave him...
Righty. It's Righty again at the top of the hairpin. He's having a lot of trouble getting out of that hairpin.
And Righty is not... that car seems to be struggling with the corners here tonight. There's a bollard off, and Righty's my main suspect there. But that car looks a little bit damaged, I reckon. From those earlier incidents. You can see the damage on the front, but he is not in a good way, is he?
I would suggest that damage is making it very oversteery, and he can't get the acceleration to it properly.
So his best bet at the moment, he's probably going to pick up a couple of points here, but I don't think Wilco will catch him as Wilco approaches Jerry Harvey, big Harvey horse there coming through the final corner. But lap number 7, less than 10 minutes to go now in this race. 15 people watching us now, so we are live. Big hello to you wherever you're watching right around the country. Oh, Big Darrell, oh! Rest in peace, Big Darrell Eastlake. But Glenn leads this race, and that gap is extending before OGT, who's had a pretty solid run. These top 3 guys haven't really been in too much trouble so far in this race, Wolfie, but Barter's looking a little bit twitchy here, and he's under some pretty big pressure from Matterford.
Yeah, so Glenn's running up the front there at 127.8. OGT's running mid to late 128s. Jason is he's running 128s at late as well. So Glenn is running the best consecutive lap time. So that's giving him that little bit of space every lap. So he's running particularly well. The race still is. It's what am I looking at? It's still 4th and 3rd, Matterford and Barters sitting right behind each other.
As it looked like somebody off there. Guess
That's
who?
Harvey.
Surprise, surprise. I was about to say righty then, but
Righty.
I just had
Call it like you see it, Trev.
I went a bit early there, but righty then, he's just doing nicely, doing what he needs to do down there, but it's Harvey Norman who's back in the pits now, along with Messick as well, so this must be to repair damage, Wolfie?
I would suggest,
yep.
yeah, if he gets, look, he's still got 7 minutes. He'll probably be in the pits for another couple. It'll still give him 5 minutes just to refine, try and get that second qualifying sorted out. Pardon me, and bring it together for the second race.
So after a hectic start here, if you are just joining us, we lost Jason Wilkinson very early indeed. In fact, I don't think they even let him off the grid, and then they put him in the pit lane and said,
Didn't get to start.
It was an equipment failure, and the clerk of the course said no. They pushed him into the pits, got it all sorted out. Chris Gale got the crew onto it, seemed to get it sorted out.
And the Universal Boss getting the job done there. Matterford, he has been right up behind Barters throughout the course of this first race tonight, but he is looking a little bit, he's dropped back a tiny bit. It's over a second now. Somebody coming out of the pits. I think Messick coming out of the pits. Where is
Messick? Yep.
Down in 8th.
Messick's 8th, yep.
8th,
So he's put himself, where's Messick? He's put himself right behind the battle of Matterford and Barters, but he's obviously not in that as a run for a position there at the moment. So
lap number 9 now, and barring anything exceptional happening in the final 6 minutes, it's looking pretty settled, but you know the drill, anything can happen, and it usually does, especially in online racing as well. But Glenn sitting pretty, looking good, that gap steady, 3 seconds there back to OGT, and watch out for Voodoo as Rose Racing GT. Hello to you, thanks for joining us tonight. He's saying that Voodoo up to 6th, Wolfie, so not a bad comeback drive after his earlier incident.
Now, after last night, we were having a quick chat to him before we went on air, and he's not particularly confident in this Porsche, but with last night's run, which was spectacular, the Wilco Slam, he understands the track, and it'll be more just getting used to the vehicle. This is his first time he's run the Porsche,
and
so he'll be good.
We've given him a wrap. As soon as we mentioned he's understanding the vehicle, he's just managed it was facing the other direction there for a brief moment, but I swear...
My apologies, Voodoo.
But I don't think Righty's going to give him too many issues, but anything...
No.
Oh, there he goes. Righty's gone off. Righty's done the same. Look at
Oh, wow. There we go.
So anything you can do, Voodoo, I can do better, says Righty. And I shouldn't laugh.
No, this is, like I said, unfortunately you didn't have time to get in there and run a few laps yourself. This car is just tricky. The tyres don't seem to follow any particular format that you can figure out. The track is off camber, as I said before, it's off camber. This particular corner here is double apex up the hill. If you go wide, you're off. It's a crazy circuit. Everyone hates it, yet they love the experience and the challenge of getting around under 1 minute 30 without killing yourself.
It's an absolute, it's one of those tracks we love to hate. As our leader now coming up behind Righty, and Righty doing very well there. Wolfie just getting off the track. In fact, he's kindly just removed himself entirely from the circuit. He's halfway. He's off. He's in another county, I think, there. But Righty getting out of the way. That was very nicely done indeed. And now he's going to have OGT coming up behind him. Lap 10 of this race. What do we got? 3 minutes 40 seconds remaining, so we might get
another two or three out of this.
Or 3, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon you're spot on there. So 2 or 3 more laps to go until the end of this one. OGT's dropped back to another 8 tenths there as he approaches Righty, like we said. But Barters in 3rd place, so that battle for 3rd position, I don't want to say it's over, Wolfie, but Matterford's just dropped back now, and that gap is steady to Barters. So that was the closest battle, but it's looking like it's all over, bar the shouting for the time being.
And now everybody's sort of starting to catch up and start doing a little the lapping. The top guys are starting to come back up the back and lap. So it's getting a little bit difficult, but Glenn's pulling out maybe half a second per lap at the moment. So I'm just having a look to see if it's him just picking up the pace or OG's got tyre problems. It is OG's must have some tyre problems. Through the middle there, he's now picking up the pace. So they're running, probably OG's running about 4/10 slower than Glenn through that circuit.
And you can almost see it, can't you? These camera angles are fantastic around here, but just that sort of middle part of the lap when you've got to lean on those tyres. Like we said, very difficult circuit on tyres and drivers as well on the cars. But OGT dropping back, as you said, Wolfie, ever so slightly then. So probably a couple of laps remaining until the end of this one. But it is Glenn, our leader, looking good for the race win here in race number 1 tonight of this sprint round for KRL Tier 1 action, coming to you live and exclusive. And it looks like the Nigerian Prince in his natural environment there, Wolfie, in the sand.
Oh no! He's come off there and and rightly so, he's let everybody get past him before he tries to get on, so that he's not in anybody's way. That's closed up, has it? It looks like it's closed up Maddie and Barters a little bit.
And 1.6 seconds now.
I've got 1.6, so there's not a lot left of that lap unless Barters has a moment. OG's managed to pick up a second on that particular lap, so either Glenn's had an issue or OG's found the right way to run those tyres, and he is actually chasing down Glenn at quite some pace.
And this is interesting. Do not turn off your television sets yet, because, well, how long have we got to go here? I'm just taking a look at Glenn on the map. I think
this might be Glenn's one more time over the strike, and that should be the final lap that he's about to start.
So here we go, Glenn coming around the final corner. He's eaten into that lead, hasn't he? 1.1, 1.2
He certainly
seconds.
has.
So it could be, like you said, Glenn could have had a bit of a mistake. OGT's found his mojo, or Glenn could be just controlling that
more than
pace
likely, yep.
At the front, as the Universal Boss letting us know that the leader is on the final lap. Don't blush, Glenny. And thank you for that, Glenn. But 3.2 now, you can see OGT right there. He's not too far away. It's, well, I'm not getting too nervous at the moment, Wolfie, but final lap of this one. You wouldn't want to put a foot wrong, would you? A wheel on the grass just on this last lap?
If these guys have been running this hard, they've been running really good. Considering quali was a 1:28.9, some of these guys are running quicker than quali, which is 1:27.8, 1:28s and such like. Their tyres will not be good. We're looking at 32 degrees with a 26-degree ambient. The track's obviously optimum, so it's a pretty warm track. And like I said, everything here is a corner. You got a little bit of straight, but everything else is putting pressure on the tyres, whether they be left or right. It's a clockwise circuit. So those left-hand tyres. But anyhow, I'll let you call the finish, Trev.
That's it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. The time is up, so this will be the last lap of this race, and it's looking like it's going to be Glenn, the big unit, taking the win here. He comes around the final corner onto the start-finish straight, and he gets the perfect start to tonight, winning race 1 across the line. There he goes, the checkered flag waves, and the Universal Boss sees him home from OGT. Then it is Barters, good result for him in third. Matterford coming across the line. He did drop back a little bit, didn't he, from that battle for third. Kilroy on the track, then off the track, but wow, there's a bit of a gap there, isn't there? Back to Kilroy. Haven't called his name too much tonight. Wolfie sort of kept to himself, hasn't he? Slotted into 5th place rather nicely there as he comes around. Who have we got after that? We've got Ridey. I think Voodoo might have dropped behind Ridey and Messick as well, Wolfie, after that incident.
I think he might have had an incident. Yeah, that last spin probably didn't do him any favours, that's for sure.
As Kilroy comes across the line to complete his race. And boy, the rest of them, they're a long way back, aren't they? Have they finished the race already?
Yep.
I think that might be it. I think Ridey's the first of the cars.
Voodoo
not, on the lead lap.
is cruising through, but I think Voodoo's about ready to come across. I think Voodoo's backed out to try and save the engine for the second race.
And special mention to Wilco there too.
Nice work.
Down in 8th, not a bad effort. He was had his hands tied behind his back for a couple of minutes there at the start. But
Voodoo and I went side by side through the last corner, and he got a big, massive sideways moment, and we both We hit the wall.
As Voodoo
Oh,
says,
nice.
sorry for that, Wilco, says Voodoo. Now, there we have it. So Glenn wins race 1 here. Stick around, don't go anywhere. We've got race 2 coming up shortly. OGT in second, Barner's in third, Big J, Matterford in fourth, Kilroy in fifth, Righty up there in sixth, which is a pretty good result considering he spent an awful lot of time facing the wrong way in that race. Messick in seventh, Wilco in eighth, Voodoo in ninth for the Nigerian Prince, and Big Harvey Norman 7 laps down. Big Dick Johnson, his left foot must have given up on him. He's 9 laps down there. Binger Ling didn't do too much there, did he? He was out after a couple of laps. And it's the Wolf in the Lamborghini sitting in the pit lane and alongside me in the commentary box. Voodoo saying was drifting for the last 10 minutes with 30 PSI in the rear. Lost it and tried to catch it. Had about 15 degrees of damage in wheel rotation. And boy, looking at him on camera now, Wolfie's not doing those tyres any favours at all there.
No, it's just like the Pirelli guys are not going to be pleased when they need to check those tyre depths when they get back.
As Voodoo having a bit of fun there, but well, quick question, Wilco, do I have to jump out or does it go straight into another?
I'm not sure.
Well, just
I'm not sure.
not much is happening on my screen. Of course, if anyone's wondering what we're talking about, there's a glitch, isn't there, Wolfie, where you can't sort of... If you're in
There is a
spectator
time
mode-
for probably about 3 minutes to go now.
There's a broadcast issue with the spectator mode, but I'm just sitting in here and
about
live
3
production
minutes.
meeting. This is what happens behind the scenes, guys.
So I guess we can sort of talk about this race for a minute, because it's just 3 or 4 minutes to go before the start of Quali 2. But unfortunately, we'll start off with the start, pole position, and started from the pit lane somehow.
What's happened? The mechanics messed up the accelerator and brake, I
I
guess.
honestly have no idea. I've had the glitch before where if you're in the pit lane, like you hit drive and it'll just have no throttle, no brake. Like it was just full brake, had no throttle, no steering, sorry.
Handbrake on.
So then, I don't know what was going on. So then I've obviously returned to garage because I couldn't do anything, and then as soon as you return to garage off the start, it locks you so you can't like gain time. So it locked me for 2 minutes. So come out a lap behind and finish 32 seconds behind P7. So I don't know how, but whatever.
The race pace was fantastic with a 126.9. I'd said 128.9. I got that wrong, but a 126.9 for the quali with OG doing a 127.3 in second place. Most of the guys were lapping high 127s to low 128. So
the 27.3 in the middle there.
So the race pace is hot, as it were.
Yeah, but right on to Glenn for his first win and OG for his first podium of the season in Tier 1.
Excellent
and Bardas as well. And Madford equaling he's, again, 2 weeks in a row he's finished 4th. But
OGT absolutely killing it, isn't he? He's in ripping form. We were a little bit robbed though, weren't we, Wolf? It would have been nice to see you up there, Wilco, amongst that lot.
Race 2, it's all good. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
But that's the beauty of it. We don't want to say too much because next minute it'll happen again. But there we have it. So we've got
some intros and stuff for now, and it should hopefully start up.
Couple of minutes. So Voodoo, he blew the engine. He just left a comment. He blew the engine. The tyres are gone, and now he's back at it again in the pit lane. The Nigerian Prince. He's got his Ferrari sitting at home in the garage there, or one of his Ferraris in one of his garages. But now he's just tearing up the pit lane here at Brands Hatch in the Porsche. But we're going to go to our intro created by that man on your screen. Doing the circle work, and we'll be back for green light. Thank you for the universal boss, but we'll be back right after these short messages. Back soon.
Welcome to Kid Buyers YouTube channel, the home of Facebook.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You thought it was over, but it's not. As we are ready for qualifying to Wolfie, we are about to get this underway. Once again here, race 2, you can see that man on your screen, our reigning Tier 1 champion. Didn't go for him, didn't go all his way in the first race, but now he's back. And he's got another crack at it here, Wolfie.
Yeah, they've had 5 minutes to, I guess, get their shit together, for want of a better phrase. Figure out what they did wrong or right in the first 20 minutes and see if they can do that. Just as a matter of fact, Righty's come off the track again just after turn 1. So he is having the worst session that I've seen Righty have in quite some time. But
So
no one's actually posted a time yet.
Speaking of doing things right, Righty did a lot of things wrong, if you know what I mean, in race 1. And boy, we're just giving him a rap there, but you know the drill. You give them a rap and they'll let you down every single time. But Matterford sneaking there with a 128.5, saying, hello, I'm here. And
that's a little slower than first. That's, what are we at, 1.5 seconds off quali 1?
Yep, off of Q1 as Victory Rider has checked in and he says, Wolfie. And that's all he said, but the great man doing good things.
You're welcome.
Thank you. He's just doing Wolfie things up here, Victory Rider. Second week in the commentary box, absolutely killing it. As Messick down to third now. You were spot on, Wolfie. You can see there Glenn with a 127.1.
That's 0.7 quicker than his quali. Yeah, I believe that's about 0.7 quicker than his quali in 1.
So,
or quali 1. My apologies.
Fun fact, I guess, I think I heard Wolfie, not you. I heard Wilco mention it earlier in the evening. We've got car number 1, car number 2, 3 and 4. And I bet you couldn't have got through the rest of the evening without knowing that. But Wilco then up to second, Wolfie, just a 10th off. Ooh, almost into the 126s here.
Yep. No, this is... They've got that... I think they've figured it out. So this quali 2 should wind up pretty good. We've got 2 minutes left. We've still got 4 drivers to complete. Who's that that's just come unstuck? OG's just come unstuck. So I'm just trying to figure out who we got left to go. We've got Jono, Righty, Kilroy, and Barter's yet to set times.
So that's going to be interesting as Victory Rider saying hi to Wolfie, hooked XR8. Is that LJ Hooker, is it? A long time no see, and of course...
He's the best.
LJ Hooker. Thanks, Mr. Hooker. And, sorry, we're talking about a story off air as well. Go, my 3-year-old daughter. And anyway, but hello to you, Tay-Tay. I can hear her out there. She should be in bed by now. But she does actually listen to her dad on here too.
Oh,
and,
nice.
G'day, Trev. Thank you for that, Victory Rider. But who else? We said we've got a few drivers. Boy, 1 minute and 22 seconds.
I'm waiting for... So Kilroy's on a hot lap. Jono is in the pits, I believe. No, he's still on, but I don't know whether he's got the lap. So we're waiting on Jono and Kilroy to set times. This qualifying field is spread out a lot more than the first quali. Wilco's come up with a 26.4, which is half a second faster than Q1.
Unbelievable stuff. And I was just watching that while you were chatting, Wolfie. I was watching the end of that lap too. It was absolutely on it with a 26.436.
Oh, Voodoo!
If you don't mind. And Voodoo
He's come out of nowhere.
He has come out of nowhere, away from his princely duties, and popped that up into third position. Can't believe it's a podium. I'm really stunned. OGT there. Thank you for that. But a 26.436. Wolfie, that's an outrageous time from Wilco.
That is,
and he is off the track. But
Kilroy's not set a time.
And that is it.
Okay,
we're out of time.
That is impressive. That is...
Yeah, Voodoo, well
that's
done.
quite the lap, Wilco. Well done, mate.
Yeah, that was hot. Glenn did a very good lap too. 26.5. I saw it pop up as I'm halfway through my lap. So
yeah, he's 147 behind you. Voodoo has come out of nowhere after the last race, and he's 6 tenths off
Maybe
the back
blowing
in
up the
third
engine was a
place.
good idea.
Well, new engine replacement, new tyres. So, I mean, he might have to get some grid penalties for having to change an engine unit. But no, well done. That's fantastic. Well done.
As Voodoo, I'll be drifting this whole 20 minutes, can't tame this beast. So the Nigerian is struggling there. Not too many Porsches over in Nigeria, but I've never been to Africa, but it feels like Africa in this commentary box. It is absolutely hot. It is hot, hot, hot. Not just hot in the commentary box, Wolfie, but hot out there on the track, because that's a bloody outrageous lap from Wilco.
That is ridiculous.
And hopefully he doesn't have any issues with his controls or anything like that, because I am just getting ready for... it's going to be an absolutely incredible race, isn't it, judging by that pace?
Yeah, absolutely. All the boys are 1:28.7 down to the top 9. The top
Kilroy's
10 are within.
now.
Yep, and we're just waiting for Kilroy to set a time. If he can get through in time, he does. He's flipped himself up to 9th, which is not bad. Not bad.
P9 Kilroy, good stuff there. So 9th for him. What a little bit ahead there of Messick and Big Dick Johnson, with a dodgy left brake pedal foot there. Big Dick Johnson in 11th. And so I might have to jump out quickly again, I think. We do apologise for this. It's a bit of a glitch.
Just 1 second. We'll see what happens, but you got 2 minutes before the race, so you got time to get out
so
and back
we've
in. We'll see what
got
happens.
a little bit of time. We might just recap for anyone joining us. Hello to you this evening here for this sprint round of KRL Tier 1. Wilco is on pole position. We were robbed of a great race. Still was a great race for Glenn, I guess. But
You will have to leave, by the way.
But, okay, I get the message. I get the message.
Make sure it wasn't going to glitch out, but it has. So,
Okay, so we will be back. You can see the countdown on your screen. Counting down to race 2. We're going to be back. We're going to go to our intro once again, the trusty old intro created by the legend himself, Voodoo. And then we'll be back for race 2 of round 2 of KRL Tier 1.
Welcome to Kid Buyers YouTube channel, the home of motorsport. Than a race.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for race number 2 here at Brands Hatch. You can see on your screen then we are coming through. Yeah, we've gone through the last corner. Now we're going through the first corner. And God, it's crashed. Oh no, I've got the blue screen of death. And this is not good, not good. Wolfie, if you want to just keep letting...
I will let you know what's happening. Wilco's gone wide, so we've got Wilco. Then we've got Glenn Unit. He's just making a dab at first into the GP loop. And I think he's gone around. He has gone around.
Got
he has gone around. He got He came up the inside and got stuck. We've got, so it's now Wilco, Voodoo, it's Righty, followed closely by Barters. OGT is stuck up into 6th. Harvey's right behind in 7th. Kilroy, Messick, Big Dog. Matterford slipped down to the back there, but we are within crazy close. No, who's gone around there? Messick's gone around. So look, we've got just coming towards the first lap. Wilco's coming into the last right-hander, about ready to cross the line. We've got Barters that's gone around as well, coming out of the GP loop. And it's, here we go. So across the line, it is Wilco, last night's winner, Voodoo. In 3rd place, 1.8 behind is Righty. 1.5 behind that is OGT. Harvey Orse, Kilroy, Big Dog, Matterford, Barters, Messick.
Welcome to the Kid Buyers YouTube channel, the home of motorsport. More than a race.
Welcome to KRL.
In your screen at the one time. Oh no! Look at this! Harvey Norman looking to make moves on Mighty Murph, but I reckon Barters is going to make him pay. And he sticks it down the moments. Cartoon almost sends Wilco off, but Wilco manages to keep his foot in the championship. But the new boy up to P5. Look at that, he's trying to break the slipstream on the main straight. But he is under.
From OG, who's sitting right on his backside as they run through the top of the, I don't know the name of the corner, but this is the GP loop, which is what they've obviously done in order to get the right circuit length for Grand Prix. And if you've actually seen this circuit live, if you go onto YouTube, you'll be able to find the GT World, British GT World, British GT Championship. They run Brands Hatch If you haven't watched that, you'll see just how up and down and around this circuit actually is, how small it is, how tight it is. When you're running 126 minutes, 126 laps, it's they come around very quick. You've got no time to rest. Back across the line, Wilco, Voodoo, Righty, OGT comes across in fourth. We've got Harvey in fifth, and he's managed to slip himself into the back of the Righty OG battle. Another 4 seconds down, we've got Matterford. Behind Matterford is the Glen unit, who won last race, so I don't know what's gone on here. We'll probably find out a little bit more when we interview the boys afterwards. Kilroy's another good 1.6 second behind him. Messick is right on the back of Kilroy. He's catching through there. Barters is right on the back of those. So those three will probably close up as the race runs on towards the back there, which is it's still points playing position. So there's only 10 people left in the race. So everyone's going to get some sort of points out of this. Remembering that this is also team racing. So you want to try and finish as best you can, even if you're not in the middle of the top of the field. What you're trying to do is just try and keep yourself with it. And Voodoo's come off. Voodoo's had a spin. We're about to go past Voodoo. He's sitting on the side of the track where it looks like he's gone too wide at the top of the hill and has come unstuck. So I imagine he's put a left-hand tyre into the dirt there and come around.
Like I was saying, Wolfie, before Voodoo's off again. I do apologise, everybody out there watching. 14 people still sticking with us. I got the apps. I think you got it last week, Wolfie, the blue screen, and absolute. I had to unplug everything and plug it all in again. But we're back. I've lost 8 minutes there, but well, thank you for keeping us updated. But it is lap 5 of this race, and Wilco is out in front by a long way, isn't he? 7 seconds at the moment. OGT in his favourite position this evening, third place there. Righty up to second, and Voodoo, I think he went off again as well there, Wolfie. So Voodoo right back at the back of the field there, down in 10th.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Messick's fallen into 7th. Not Messick, I beg your pardon. Messick has gone to 7th, but Glen Unit in 6th now after such a dominant first race, and obviously the quali that he's qualified to 126.5 in second place. He's dropped back to 6th. A consistency, you've got to give it to OGT at the moment. He's managed to sit in that position. Wilco's all over it. I think both Righty and OG, and I think everyone else in the field at the moment, has had a little moment. I know that Righty went wide, came in short. So Wilco's all over it at the moment. So he's doing a Voodoo.
He's harnessing the Voodoo. Will we see the Wilco Slam, I wonder? Named after the great man himself. We'll wait and see. Lap 6 of this race, though, it is Wilco. You gotta back it up, don't you, Wolfie? When you call it the Wilco Slam, there's a lot of pressure there when you go with that. But Righty in second after a disastrous first race. I don't want to jinx him just yet, but he's sitting pretty in second. But OGT catching at a fair rate of knots there as well. Harvey Norman up in fourth, Matterford fifth, but Glenn, well, he's 4, 5, 6 seconds off. He's a long way off Wilco, but he's still in pretty good shape here in the final 10 minutes, Wolfie, for possibly a podium finish here if he keeps going the way he is.
Yeah, I mean, these boys up the front are really, they are right on it. It's very intense. We've got OGT sitting right on the bumper of Righty. Harvey is second off, and with OG and Righty sort of, Righty having to do a little bit of defending, OG not being able to get through as quick as he wants to, it's going to slow those guys up, which will probably bring Harvey up to them, and we'll see how it all pans out from there.
So here we go then, 10 minutes remaining in this race. Race number 2 here. It's been a hectic night, plenty of action for round 2 of Tier 1 of Season 2 of KRL, but let's have a look. And we've already had to hive where Mark, and thank you for that, Universal Boss. I think I missed half of the race, Wolfie, with the absolute meltdown the PS4 went into a moment ago. But anyway, we're back and live yet again. Thanks for sticking with us. The KRL family are up and about. And speaking of up and about, this man, Glenn, is right on the back of Matterford here. And Matterford battling for a podium finish last time around. but now he's down in 5th, and he has got Glenn all over him. And Wolfie, where is he going to get through here? Where's an opportunity for Glenn to pass? He's getting mighty close.
Like I said, I'm not sure the name of the track. Usually that last left-hander off. Oh, actually, might be here up the inside because Righty's gone wide. Lost a lot of traction. And hasn't been able to tuck it up inside there. He's kept it tight and slipped to the outside of the track. So he's got, that's someone that's gone off in front of them.
Guess who?
What's happened
it's
there?
Righty, I think. Yep.
Oh no!
What are the odds of that? What was that paying?
Yeah,
1-0
on that.
1-0-0-0-0-0-0-0-1. But Barter's saying just got kicked too slow. LOL. So a shame there for Barter's. But we're down to 9 runners.
And they're all running as fast as they can.
They're all trying the best they can. I think I can. Little engine that could, but lap number 7, OGT's taken a little bit of time out of Wilco, but Wilco just controlling things nicely at the front. So he could lose, a second a lap, couldn't he? And still win the race. But there we go.
He could, but he could also stick that rear tyre into the dirt and it'll be history.
Speaking
it'll
of
be all over. Righty's going off again.
Dirt. Jerry Harvey's gone off as well. At the final corner. Go, Harvey, go. Go off, and he's gone off the track. Big Harvey, the big horse, now down behind. We said it a moment ago. These sprint rounds, the races go so quick, so do the qualifying sessions. But Glenn now up into P3. We did say he had to clear those guys, but they've made it awfully easy for him, Wolfie, haven't they?
They have. His consistency is probably, not probably, it definitely is. Looks like Voodoo's had another issue. But Glenn's consistency is one of those things where you if you keep it straight, you keep it narrow, and you keep it online, if everybody falls apart from in front of you and around you, yours is to keep your mind and keep everything focused and make sure you miss the dramas. And he's put himself in 3rd, but Matty's going to catch up to him, I believe. We're 7 minutes to go. The tyres are starting to get wound up. The boys have already done technically 34 minutes of racing, and they've got 10 more to go.
Well, as we take a look at Voodoo, and it's a shame for him, Wolfie, because he's had another incident. He just can't get to grips. He said it in the chat, didn't he? He's off into the tree there. He's he's off into the trees, and I know that apparently Google's telling me that there's over 525 native languages that are spoken in Nigeria, and I know for a fact which one of those languages he'll be talking underneath that helmet. I think there'll be 2 words. One will be off, and you know what the other one's going to be, because he is not having a good night. I think he'll be taking the next plane back to Jeddah tonight, which is in Saudi Arabia. But you get the idea. He could get back to Nigeria via Saudi Arabia. Anyway, as Wilco leads this race, 7.7 seconds in front of OGT, and Glenn Matterford sneaking up behind him again. But he's got it under control. He's a cool customer, isn't he? We talked about Mr. Consistency, and he's getting the job done again here in P3, 4.3 seconds off.
Oh, commentator's curse. Glenn Unit's gone round and round.
And
heading into the GP loop. What have we done?
It's happened again, but don't be shy. Get your comments coming in. Where are these comments? Wolfie, 14 people watching. Vote for your driver of the day. Not sure why I say that like Martin Brundle, but anyway, you get your comments in.
Oh, no.
And
Matterford's come unstuck as well.
Oh, my goodness. And the camera needs to take a bit of time to catch up, and Matterford's off, so big Jerry Harvey might be a chance, or is it Messick coming through and says, yep, we'll have some of that, please?
I believe that's... I can't figure it out right now. It's gone to shit and I can't see what's happening. All right, so where are we? We just need the map to update. We've got Matterford has dropped out. So it looks like Harvey's come up into 3rd. Glenn's come up into 4th. So he's had a loss and dropped 1 place. Messick's brought himself up to 5th. Matterford's back into 6th. We've got Righty, Kilroy and Voodoo are way down. So Jason's just coming up past. Voodoo's just got the shits and pulled off over the track. He's just had enough and just pulled over and just let everything go through.
I just feel sorry for that marshal. I saw him on the camera there. He's waving a blue flag, and next minute Next minute he had Voodoo coming towards him.
He was waving a blue flag and stepping back at Ari.
Yeah, he was waving a white one too. I reckon he just the last thing he probably saw was Voodoo heading straight towards him. Anyway, they're an endangered species around here. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but Voodoo's having a bit of a rough night, isn't he?
He'll be pissed off right at the end of the race, but give him 10 minutes and he'll be having a chuckle about it, as all these boys will. They will be wound up and then settle down. Oh, sorry, Harvey Horse and Glenn Unit. We probably might want to have a look at that race at the moment because Glenn is sitting right on the back of Harvey and Harvey is starting to get loose.
And Glenn now in fourth versus Harvey Norman in third. He's Harvey Norman. He's what's the usual phrase? Interest free, but I've got to tell you that he is very interested here because Harvey needs to keep this position. You can see he's going on the defensive, Wolfie, but he's putting
two drivers have gone around.
2 for 1 special.
Harvey's gone around. Does Voodoo that's gone around again.
So I don't know whether there's a curse. There's something going on with. We talk about a commentator's curse, Wolfie, but nobody seems to want third place at the moment. It seems a bit of a poison chalice, doesn't it? Third place, but Glenn has got it all to himself, and I think that might be with 3 minutes to go. That might be it.
Think, look, anything can happen, and it always does. It only takes Wilco to step off the track, and he'll be around, because you seem to lose a lot of time trying to get back on, because there's no runoff area, there's no bitumen, there's no concrete that you can get a grip on. So as soon as you hit the grass or the sand and try and get back on the circuit, as we saw Wilco in practice, he just did a 360, he was facing the wrong way again. Oh, and OG's gone around as well, but he's got to get back on. Sorry, I keep talking. I know you want to say something, but...
So, no, he's around again. And here comes Glenn. Here comes Big Glenn. Is he going to get back on before Messick? And no, Messick's gone through Manafort as well. And OGT, look away now, Sparky, because he's gone around
He's done it again.
Oh, my goodness. He is having an absolute... It's all going wrong. I remember... if anyone's old enough to remember, I think it was Pedro Lamy in the Minardi at Adelaide who just kept spinning around.
Going round and round and round.
Going around and round. But anyway, Voodoo's through now, but I think Voodoo's well and truly out of the picture, isn't he? But OGT...
Messick's around.
And now Messick's around. That third place has done it again, Wolfie.
It's third place. No one wants this third place.
Back on his first podium.
Glenn Unit is... the consistent, if he doesn't get driver of the goddamn race, I don't know what is going to happen, because his driving has been outstanding through 2 races. Obviously, Wilco's put it together for this one, but Glenn has been right on it all the way through. So we've got Manafort in third. For how long? Who knows?
So we'll wait and see. We've only got, a minute or so left in this race, but... It's been a funny old race, that's for sure. I've got to say that, and we were saying that just before, weren't we? OGT had his little moment that once you spin, it's hard to you can spin multiple times, can't you? Like you said, you get on the grass, the gravel and the tyres get, they lose temperature, they get all...
There's nothing, there's no grip, it's all grass.
So here we have it, so that's it, final lap. The Universal Boss has made it quite clear to Jason Wilkinson from Carrum Downs. Big acknowledgement to everybody at Carrum Downs, of course. They've just come out of a lockdown, Wolfie, and we'd like to acknowledge all of those people, past, present and emerging. He had the barbecue fired up tonight. It was Nocky last night, and the barbecue meats tonight. He got some pork on his fork, and I've got to say that he is coming through for a dominant victory, but with half a lap left. You never know what could happen, and given what's been happening here, I've got to say Wilco's kept it fairly under control, hasn't he, Wolfie?
Yeah,
he has.
Throw to the viewers, who's the driver of the week? Because it's obviously not driver of the race, because we had 2 races. So who is the overall
driver of the day? Whatever you're trying to say, it's
got to be. I gotta say it's got to be Glenn. So I don't know. We'll see what all the viewers say.
Yep.
Just I don't want to persuade them, but I remember 2 pole positions, didn't start the race, and finished P8 and P1. So
what are you trying to say, mate?
Give me your votes. Corrupt.
We'll go.
Anyway, we'll finish off this race.
It's got a bit of Pakistan cricket board about it. From Wilco. As he comes around the final corner, He couldn't get it working in race 1, but he's got it working for race 2. He comes across the line to win. The lights flashing here. The number 1, the reigning champion, finishes in P1. So he won last week and he wins one of the races this week. And Glenn coming through to complete second place. It's been a good night for this man, hasn't it? After some trouble early on in this one.
Excellent work.
First and second, Glenn, driver of the day for GRT. Oi! As Rick Oztech says, yep, Glenn, so 2 votes for Glenn. Wilco can, I don't know whether he can change that, but Cart Dude then saying, tell him he's blessed, I didn't turn up. But Matterford in third. The dreaded third, and Harvey Norman is off the track there. But he's back. Messick in the pits. OGT comes across the line in 6th. 7th for Kilroy. 8th for the Nigerian Prince Voodoo, who's going backwards now. Wolfie, it's getting weird.
Had enough. It's getting very strange.
It's getting very
Righty
strange.
pulled the pin, and Righty's sitting in the back of his pit, sucking down beers and having a cigarette. He's had more. He's had more than enough of the race. He's been in the pits for a little while. He's already had the ice bath and beer and a cigarette. He's quite happy with himself.
He's checking on the kids at the moment, but that is it for the race tonight.
Who got? Sorry, the first race was Glenn. Who was in second?
It was Glenn OG, Glenn OG and Barters.
Barters, okay.
Yeah, Barters looks like he's pulled the pin.
Yep, Barters has had some connection issues, so.
And then race 2 was myself, Glenn,
Wilco, Glenn, and Maddie. So we need OGT, we need Glenn, we need Barters, and we need Maddie.
Then we've got you.
I'll do some drifts for a sec, and while all these boys join, and yeah, you guys can take away with the first race interviews. So Glenn, OG, and that, and then second race.
So here we go. We've got. We'll just wait to our driver of the week is Wilco just drifting there. As OGTs join us, we might kick things off then with Glenn. Have you got us there, mate? Can you hear us?
Yes, thank you, I can. Can you hear me?
Good stuff, mate. Loud and clear, brother. Talk us through your evening tonight, first of the sprint rounds for the season, as Wilco does some interesting work there. But first of the sprint rounds for the season, mate, you won race 1, second in race 2. Are you happy with your performance tonight? Very consistent.
Yeah, look, I'm happy with race 1. I think that was a pretty clean and comfortable race. Shame that Wilco, I don't know, had a glitch or something.
He had an equipment malfunction.
Yeah, that was a shame, but it was a good race. Second race, well, a couple of dodgy spins there that I shouldn't have done, but still managed to come back from last to second. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Good stuff, Glenn. Wouldn't worry too much, mate. You had a few other people spinning there with you. I think it was absolute carnage there from about third down. But no, awesome result tonight, mate. You are the driver of the night, the week, whatever you want to call it, mate. Well done and congratulations on a great night.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Well done,
Thank you,
Glenn.
guys.
Good stuff, Glenn. Fantastic work there. As we go along to, I think we've got OGT. Wolfie, we might go along to OGT, mate. Have you got us?
OG.
You got me, yeah.
Oh, mate. What was going on?
Dick smacker.
Some say he's still spinning. OG, we'll talk about race 1 to get it underway, mate. But not a bad result. Second P2 in race 1, and you were looking on for a podium. You're looking quite good, mate. But what happened in race 2?
Oh, I just pinched the brake, missed a gear. That got me unsettled in, forget the corner there now. Coming into clearways, and I caught that ripple strip, spun, then I hit the grass, flipped.
And then you hit the grass again,
Changed
and
it,
then you hit the grass
changed it
again.
Back from second to first. Yeah, you seen what happened.
Yep, round and round and round.
Yeah, the third try was just trying to get off the track out everyone's way, to be honest. And just make it to the end, I suppose.
No,
So,
well
yeah,
done in
but
the first race. It was all over the place.
I'm
But
actually pretty shocked and stunned because I really struggled with this car, and I found a little bit tonight, and I'm looking to improve on that. So yeah, it was a really good race, and then just glad I didn't clean anyone up when I had my spin out. Thanks, boys. Good
Good
race.
stuff, mate. OGT P2 in race 1, P6 in race 2. all class as usual. Thank you for that, OGT. Who I've forgotten who's finished third in race 1. Was it Butters?
Matty.
Was it
No,
Butters?
no, no.
None
that
of
was-
it.
That was
Oh,
Barnes,
yeah, Barnes, but I believe he's gone.
Yep, he's gone.
Okay, he's not here. So, can I get a word in your own language, Trev?
Yep, from Barters. Talk us through
Yes.
your race tonight, mate. Third in P1, and then unfortunately some disconnection issues in race 2. Talk us through it. Yes, it was a great performance from me in race 1. Very consistent. I finished P3 and was very happy to be on the podium for the first time. Race 2, Telstra were just letting me down a little bit with my connection issues, and unfortunately I had to check out early. Thank you for that, Barters.
Your work, that's fantastic work.
Not sure what's,
Very erudite.
going on there, but as we move along to, we've got J-Mads on the line. Where is he, this man?
Yeah, I'm here.
First podium, dude.
Yeah,
Nice work.
pop the cherry. Fuck. Yeah, it wasn't easy though, but just got to keep it straight. That's the hardest part, but I think everyone struggled with that one. But yeah, good result.
Fantastic. Seeing as all you fellas are still in the chat, I assume, how hard is the 7-minute quali, the 20-minute race, the 7-minute quali, the 20-minute race?
I love the 7-minute quali, not the first race, and I love the second quali and the first and the last race. So they're good. Race 1 can suck a fan, but yeah.
I'd say it's just as tough as a GT 330-minute pit stop race. I'm telling you now, I'm spent, man.
and that's pre-freedom bubbles too. So.
Yeah, I'm telling you now, it's gonna get a smacking.
But well done, boys, tonight. A very tricky race. Madford, you had third, and then you went down to 5th or 6th, and you got up to 4th, then up to 3rd, and then it was a bit of a curse with that 3rd place there. But yeah,
Well, I think Glenn passed me, and then he binned it, and then I got a bit of dirt in my tyres, and then I binned it next corner. So then I think I was a bit lucky where everyone in front of me was OGT and Harvey. They binned it not too long after that as well. So I think it was just everyone was finding the fence quite a lot, I think.
Just to go back to the start, Glenn, we didn't make contact when you spun, did you?
No, so I seem to have
right.
got my left tyre on the curb, and then as I was trying to give you a bit of room, it just looped me around. I
saw that. I'm like, ooh, shit.
Didn't expect it. It hadn't happened
Yeah,
there
it happens
before,
quick
but,
sometimes.
yeah.
I think low pressures as well. That's why I went off the corner before. I just turned, nothing happened. Just armful of lock and nothing. But we're Nürburgring next week. Back to a 20-minute quali, 45-minute race, and a pit stop. Should be good. Last time we raced at Nürburgring, it was actually pissing down rain in the race. So that's something to look forward to if it rains.
Great
And
stuff.
Roddy actually won that.
Great stuff. Roddy I think Roddy had a bit of a bad night. I think Roddy might, like you said, Wolfie, he checked out early. He got the cigarettes and was on the beer, and he was off. But well, we are just about out of time. There we have it. Sprint round done and dusted. Round 2, Nürburgring in Germany next week. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fantastic. As a good race, fellas. Thank you, Rose Racing, OGT, Voodoo, Nigerian Prince. Big Chef, too, joining us from Scoresby in Victoria out of lockdown. Big Al doing very nicely there indeed. Thank you, Wolfie, once again, mate. Absolutely killing it in the commentary box.
Thank you very much. I was really looking forward to this race as soon as it was announced, or this night of racing as soon as it was announced. It's turned out to be just exactly what it was expected to be, which is carnage, and who knows what's going to happen.
Who knows? Great numbers tonight, everybody, for watching. Thank you for having your company. Don't forget Nürburgring next week. Tier 2 Wednesday nights, Tier 1 from Thursday nights on KRL. Stay safe, stay well, be kind to one another, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Well, there we have it, boys.
Fuck.